On today's show, we focus on healthy eating habits to gauge your calorie intake and learn where you can find developmental support for children with disabilities. Thanks for joining us on Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. We have lots more to come, but first, a recap of the week's top news stories is right after this message.
We are children and we have rights. We have a right to be
protected,
provided for,
and included. Don't beat me up, don't belittle me, and please don't molest me.
I am under 13. I should not be working for a living.
That is child labor. It is illegal.
Stop leaving me alone. I am too young to provide for myself. I need your guidance.
Protect our nation's children. They have rights too. To learn more about children's rights, call or visit the offices of the Child Development Agency.
Hi there, I'm Simone Wolf with your JIS News of the Week. On Tuesday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness declared a 14-day state of public emergency for sections of St. James, Hanover and Westmoreland.
The government will use all the tools available to protect the lives of citizens. And the tools that are available include states of public emergency and zones of special operations.
The security measure for the three western parishes received endorsement from the mayors of Montego Bay and Savannah Lamar. The business communities in the parishes also expressed support.
We are thankful that the attention is now being given and that we will have some restoration of hopefully normalcy and enjoy what we would have enjoyed last year throughout the year of 2018.
At the very least, we'd want to see it push back, and because it's getting into mainstream too much. The criminals are brave and brazen. They seem not to have any respect any law or anybody else or businesses or anything.
There seems to be quite a large number of incidents for the past few months or year. So the stricter measures are definitely needed, and the assistance, I think, is welcome.
In other security news, National Security Minister Horace Chang this week announced that the Mobile Reserve would be disbanded and a new specialized operations organization formed, among measures to reform the Jamaica Constabulary Force this year. Assistant Commissioner of Police ACP Warren Clark is to oversee the winding up of Mobile Reserve and develop the framework for its replacement. Before that, the Security Minister and Prime Minister Andrew Holness officially opened a section of the integrated Lathbury Barracks accommodation, office and storage facilities at Up Park Camp. The buildings will provide military housing for over 10,000 soldiers. Also this week, government received a $140 million loan from the World Bank to strengthen three key economic safeguards.
This initiative, in partnership with the World Bank and other development partners, is to try and develop the financial instruments that will protect us. And the protection really is to give us quick and easy access at rates that are affordable and conditions that are aligned with the disaster or unplanned for emergency.
We have had a good go at it for the last 55 years, and we hope to continue on this. But the continuation is that we keep a sharp focus how we can improve the lives of every, of the citizens in Jamaica.
In his contribution to the sectoral debate on Tuesday, Minister Edmund Bartlett tabled the long-awaited Tourism Workers' Pension Scheme Bill.
Pension plan, Mr. Speaker, embraces everyone in the sector. Whether he or she, be red cap, front desk manager, craft trader, housekeeper, raftsman from the Rio Grande or from a Great River, musician, or any category of worker in the industry, including, Mr. Speaker, those who are self-employed.
The Auditor General's Department will be managing the forensic audit process into oil losses at Petrojam, including the tender process for the forensic auditor. Demolition work started this week to clear the way for construction of the Stony Hill Courthouse and St. Andrew Justice Center, being built in Golden Spring, adjacent to the Stony Hill Police Station.
The Justice Center represents a conduit that persons will be allowed to engage in a number of activities, including child diversion, including mediation and restorative justice.
And residents of Belfield and other central Manchester communities now have a reliable source of potable water, as a water shop has been opened in the area.
We will probably review it to see how it works, but no residents should be turned away because there is no fee associated with water at this facility right now. No fees whatsoever. And we're going to ensure, Mayor and CEO, that those tanks should never run dry.
And those were some of the stories making news this week. I'm Simone Wolf.
The foods we consume and how we eat them can either make us healthy or sick. Many of us hardly ever stop to think about things like how much calories we consume each day, the amount of calories or energies derived from the foods we eat, or even whether we are exceeding or falling short of our daily requirements. Find out how you can start doing just that right now.
Your body needs energy, and we call this our daily requirements of calories. And for Jamaican men, it's about 2,100. For Jamaican women, it's about 1,900 calories per day. The calorie is just a unit of energy to say how much energy you need to get around your daily activities and so on. If you're more active and you're not in a desk job, then you're going to burn more calories. If you go to work, when you get up in the morning, you sit in a car and you go to work, you sit at a desk all day, and then lunchtime come, you order and they deliver the food to you, and then you eat that and you go back and sit again, and then you sit in a bus or a car and you go home. So you're sitting all day, you're not doing much, versus somebody who's on the road and they're walking around or they're standing all day like the teachers and nurses and so on. Then you'll realize the difference in how much energy you will need. And so if you are more active, you should be eating a little bit more. But the problem is that everybody is eating as if they're working in sugarcane fields, chopping cane all day. And this is the problem. So we consume more calories than we are burning off. And every day, if we keep on consuming calories, you need 3,500 calories to make 1 pound of fat. One soda, if you look on the serving size for these things, these juices and so on, you'll think that, oh, it's just 110 calories. But how many servings come in that container? About 3 or 2.5. So you can easily drink 300 calories like that. And if you do that 5 times for the day, that's 1,500 calories. You almost don't need to eat anything else for the rest of the day. So the excess calories come in the body, and then the body begins to store them as fat. And then you put on more weight and more weight. You have to watch the pastries and the breads and all of these things that people, even when they're vegetarian, they still have a lot of these little snacks and so on. These things are full of calories. You know that one of the cream crackers is about 450 calories. Water crackers is about 500. Yeah, nobody don't want to hear. I never want to believe it either. But this is what you get, the packs that you get, and a lot of people eat them with butter, right? So can you imagine how many calories you're putting in your body with one little snack? And you don't talk about the tea yet, with the milk, the condensed milk and the sugar that you have to have that with. All of these things, they add up without you even knowing.
The ingredients label will go from the most to the least in a product. So if the product is making a claim, look at where that claim is. If it is 1, 2, or 3, because if it falls less than that, you're really not getting value for your money, right, in terms of content. The nutrition facts. One of the first things you're going to look at is the servings per container, and this says 2.5, which means it's 2.5 servings in the container. You are not supposed to drink it, you must share it, right? And then you're going to look at your calories. It says 90 calories, but it's 90 calories per serving, and it's 2.5 servings. So it's 2.5 times 90, which comes out to about 225. And then you come down and you look at your sugar, and it's 22 grams of sugar, but it's per serving. So the entire container is 2.5 times 22, which works out to about 55, 56 if my maths is right. And there's 4 grams equal 1 teaspoon, so you end up with about roughly 14 teaspoons of sugar. And that is, you use this template for all the products that have nutritional facts on them. This is 14 teaspoons of sugar, and the American Heart Association recommends that for an adult male, you're supposed to consume 9 teaspoons of added sugar per day. For an adult female, it is 6 teaspoons of added sugar per day. And for a child, it's less than 6 teaspoons per day. And a child here, we're talking about from 2 to 18 years old. Don't look at a container and judge it by the size alone. It's very important to read the label so you know exactly. And look at it. 220 calories. For parents, we're asking them, to be very mindful of how much sugar they're giving their kids, right? Because it impacts upon their health in the long term.
We try to provide information to parents and guardians, teachers, anyone about the alternatives to these sugary drinks, because really you don't need them in your diet. You can get enough sugar that you need from the foods that you eat, the carbohydrates, which are converted to sugars in your body, which give you energy. So some of the alternatives are, of course, water. It's the best one, but there's also fresh fruit juices. So blending your own juices without adding sugar, and you'll have the natural sugars and fiber from the fruits. There's coconut water. It should be, you should actually drink this in moderation because it does have quite a high sugar content, but it is a good alternative. For the children, freezing the juices into popsicles or ice cubes so that it's more interesting for them to drink, as well as doing infused water. So infused water is it's a process where you cut up your favorite fruit or vegetable or even mint leaves or aloe. You place it in water overnight so that the vitamins, the minerals, all the goodness from the fruits and vegetables are infused into the water, and you can have that. It's not sugar sweetened, and it gives you the vitamins and minerals that you need throughout the day. And then for children, there's unsweetened milk. So not flavored milks like the chocolate milks, but unsweetened milk doesn't have a high sugar content, and it also will give the children the calcium that they need for their growing bodies as well.
Know your numbers and control the keys to a healthier heart. Know the numbers for your blood pressure, cholesterol level, blood glucose level, and your weight and body mass index. Find out the risks they represent and what you need to do to stay healthy. Talk to your doctor and start making healthy lifestyle choices to prevent a heart attack or stroke.
Efforts to protect our children from lifestyle-related diseases are being pursued through the Jamaica Moves in Schools initiative by promoting healthy eating and regular exercise. We now pass on some useful tips shared at a recent JTA conference. Teachers and Jamaica Moves ambassadors take note.
Go. We're teaching them the maths, the English, the social studies. And then we have to stop and say, all right, class, everybody stand up. They go to the 5 minute exercise, and that actually helps them. Helps also increase in terms of their academic performance. All right? So quickly, so some exercise that we can do. So you're in the classes, right? What you can do is, so everybody stand up, so you have either the Jamaica Move ambassador, or you have the teacher as the instructor. And similar to what I did here, probably can have a music, or probably can just clap to a rhythm, and just have one person leading, and everybody follows. Everybody got that? Alright, the same next one we have like, is like Pond the River, Pond the River, Pond the Bank. So we can have you say, when I say, alright, in the river, Pond the Bank, that's how better, yes. So when I say in the river, we jump in. When I say Pond the Bank, we jump back. And if it's that I say in the river, if I say in the river, we're in the river, and I say in the river again, and you jump on the bank, we just have students, not even out. I don't want to feel as if they've lost or anything. But we give them an activity to do. We say 10 jumping jacks. Or you can use their discretion. The next exercise we can do, we have a circle, and we can use just like those simple little tennis balls, and we have a little game we call Stay Alert. You have the circle, so music will be playing or you're just clapping, good? And you just randomly pass the ball to students. So if I toss it to give me an in, jump. So if I toss the ball to Chum, and Chum is not paying attention, he drops the ball, I will give Chum an activity. Understand? And that's how we do it. And you just make it seem fun, even incorporating your activities. If it's social studies, probably play a little music, a little history song. We have to make learning fun, we have to make this teaching, you understand?
Yep.
And I say that at the end of the day, we all want a healthier Jamaica.
We want to encourage a healthy environment in our schools. We want to assess our school environment, and it's being done through the Jamaica Moves in School initiative and the interim guidelines of sugar-sweetened beverages. We want to look at how we can start off with the low-hanging fruit, so the water days, the fruit days, the physical activity breaks. NCDs are trending up and must be curtailed. Thus, making our school environment healthy will impact our lives, which means that we will make Jamaica a place to live, work, raise families, and to do business.
The government has been keen on ensuring that children with disabilities receive needed developmental support. The lives of children from birth to 6 years old with various forms of physical and mental disabilities are being transformed through the state's early stimulation facilities. Take a look.
The Early Stimulation Program is an intervention assessment catering to the various developmental needs of children with disabilities from birth to 6 years old. The program operates through the Ministry of Labour and Social Security under its Integrated Social Protection and Labour Program.
The Early Stimulation Program is an excellent program, and it provides intervention for children with developmental challenges from 0 to 6 years old, whether physical or mental challenges. It identifies and it intervenes at an early age.
The program is to assist these children who are sometimes left behind, disregarded, stigmatized, to reach their highest potential and to be mainstream, whether into the special education program or the regular education system.
Approximately 30,000 children have been assisted by the Early Stimulation Program, ESP, since its inception in 1975, and over 6,000 of them have been placed in regular primary schools or special education centers. Children in the program have varying types of developmental disabilities and are all ably catered for through intervention strategies employed by specialized professionals.
Our stimulation exercises look at least at 5 developmental domains. They look at the language of the child, the cognitive, the social and emotional, the growth and fine motor adaptive. This helps us to sort of set their program and to take them through the developmental process.
Children who are brought to the early stimulation program are usually referred by the hospitals, infant and basic schools, and by social workers and guidance counselors.
When they are referred, what we do is a developmental assessment to see where they are, and then we put together a program tailored to meet their developmental needs.
The work of the ESP is not limited to the centre. Child development officers are also in the field, working with children at schools, nurseries, and also in communities through home visits.
They receive other assistance through the ministry, the PAD program, for adaptive aids, wheelchairs, eyeglasses. They are part of the PAD program, which gives further assistance, also through small rehabilitation grants that assist the families of these children to better help themselves.
I don't know how to manage without this place. Just don't know how to manage. The staff at the stimulation program, they let our babies feel like human beings. You feel special, Words can't explain.
My child both feet were twisted. And this program has helped him to get off the twisted foot because he couldn't walk. He's now walking, running, he's all over the place, on his toes. This program has done marvelous for him.
She coming here, she wasn't doing anything but carrying her to the early stimulation. She started creeping, she started holding on, she started getting up off her own. And it make a big difference to me because when I used to have her home, she wasn't doing anything at all but carrying her here and to the physiotherapy. Yes, it's work, so no more crying for me. This stimulation here helps us because we are poor, we can't afford, the other places. So this helps us to know more about our child and also to stimulate our child to get better, and we meet other parents that is suffering the same way that we are feeling, and help us to get over our problems. They take us to seminars, differently from our sessions that we have here at this building. So he has improved a lot. And it's not me alone see it either, don't it, Si?
And though the program has been reaping positive results, there are plans to further expand its offerings.
Early stimulation program reaches approximately 1,500 children. Currently, we have 3 facilities, one on Hanover Street, which is our main facility where we do assessment of our children. We also have another facility on Austin Avenue in Kingston, and that facility is the Early Childhood Center educational facility. We also have a center in Portland that was opened last year, and most recently we just opened another facility in Catherine Hall, Montego Bay. Our facility at Austin Avenue will also benefit from support from the IDB, where we'll be expanding that facility to be able to cater to an additional 40 children. We also have plans in the future, when we're working with our partners, to open a center in St. Anne, and as time goes on, we hope to expand where we have at least one facility in each parish.
The ESP also facilitates the provision of field placements for tertiary level students in the fields of physical therapy, psychology, social work, and early childhood education.
As the ministry continues to serve children with special needs and their families, our aim is to build on the foundation of this assessment center and multipurpose facility and strengthen the pillars of accessibility and range. For in serving our community of persons with different abilities, we can achieve a desired society which is inclusive, participatory, and empowering for all.
I would like to say to parents, don't sit there and wait saying you don't have the money or you can't afford to. It is free. Come in and have your child assessed and begin the intervention program with your children with special needs. The sooner the better. Don't sit and wait.
For further information on the Early Stimulation Program, call 922-5585 or visit their office at 95 Hanover Street in Kingston.
On the board this week, the Heart Trust NTA has extended the application deadline for this year's Hope Youth Summer Employment Program. Persons now have until May 10 to apply for the program, which will offer employment between June and August. If you're between 17 and 29 years old or a 17 to 34-year-old with a disability and you're enrolled at a learning institution or unemployed, you can call 888-432-7668 or email info.heart-nta.org for more info. Also on the community notice board, the Haywood Hall United Church in St. Mary will be honoring mothers at a special Mother's Day ceremony on Sunday, May 12 on the church grounds, beginning at 6 p.m. For further information, contact Nordia Angus at 876-838-1046. Also on this week's notice board, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade is inviting Jamaicans in the diaspora and at home to view a draft of the National Diaspora Policy and provide written feedback. The policy is on the ministry's website. Feedback is to be sent to diasporapolicy@mfaft.gov.jm by Friday, May 17, 2019. And that's all for community notices this Saturday. If you have something to share on our notice board, give us a call at 876-922-8680 or email cbishop@jis.gov.jm or kferguson@jis.gov.jm.
We're at the end of our half-hour journey inside Jamaica Magazine for today, but not to worry. You can watch our programs by logging on to our website at jis.gov.jm or subscribing to our YouTube channel. You can also find us on all our social media platforms. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching as we leave you with this tip for Child Month. Speak highly of your children's strengths and talents. Be gentle when dealing with their weaknesses.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.